Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class, we have started with this chapter that is sound, and we were talking about that how sound is produced. Basically, sound is produced by humans, and if we talk about the sound itself, you see that we have understood till now that the sound is what it is produced because of vibration. Wherever there is a vibration, any instrument, if you see musical instrument, or if you tap anything, or when you use a stick to strike on a surface of any object, you will find that it will always going to produce a sound there. Okay, so sound will be produced by the humans. So basically we have seen here that the vibration is responsible for producing that of the sound, or we can say that sound is produced because of vibration here. Now even if we talk about the sound which is produced by human, so we can check it there also. The vibration is responsible for the production of the sound, students. Now see here, if suppose we speak loudly for singing a song, or even if you see the buzzing sound of that of the bee, then basically when you put a hand on your throat, what you will find, what you will feel, actually you will feel that there is a vibration produced. Okay, so if we are singing a song, when we are speaking loudly, or when we are producing the buzzing sound like that of a bee, when you touch it, you will find that the vibration is there. So by this we came to conclusion that yes, we are also able to produce the sound as the sound as the vibration occur in the sound box. Okay, so let us try to understand about that of the larynx. Now see here students, in human beings the sound is basically produced by a box which we called as a sound box. Actually larynx is that which is that sound box produces the voice or sound. Put your finger on the throat and find a hard bump that seems to move when you swallow. This part of the body is known as a voice box. It is at the upper end of the windpipe. Now see here, when we will going to put that of the finger on the throat, and when we will do the hard burp, it seems that actually it's like that when we are swallowing anything, that part, that upper part of that of the windpipe is what it is, the voice box. Now when you look at the voice box, as you can see here in the structure itself, the voice box is what it is, the it is at the upper end of the windpipe, and it consisting of two vocal cords. Okay, these vocal cords, when they stretch across that of the voice box or larynx in such a way that it will going to leave a single or a narrow slit between them for the passage of the air to pass through it. Okay, so basically we can say that the vocal cords, as you can see here student, when it will be stretched, there is a small narrow gap will be formed, and when the voice start coming out of it, this vocal cords starts vibrating. Okay, so we can say here a narrow slit is formed between that of the vocal cord, which is responsible for the vibration, and the vibration is basically responsible for the sound to be produced. Now see here, it is written here. So when the lungs force air through the slit, the vocal cord vibrate, producing sound. Yes, absolutely. When we used to force air, this air will start passing through that of the vocal cords. Now the vocal cords will start vibrating, and because of that it starts producing the sound here. Okay, so the vibration of the vocal cord is responsible for the production of the sound. Muscles attached to the vocal cords can make the cord tight or loose. Yes, depends upon that how much we are giving stretch to that of the muscles. So the muscles which is present in that of the vocal cord, they are basically responsible for stretching of that of the stretching of that of the vocal cords. So muscles, when they get a stretch, due to which the cords become tight or it become loose, and So the vocal cords starts vibrating and start producing sound. So the muscles, when it will get a stretch, it will make the slit very thin, and yes, it depends upon the muscles. If the muscle cord of the muscles are tight or loose, that will going to make the vocal cord thin or tight. Okay, thin and tight. So the quality or the type of the voice, that will be different. Similarly, when the vocal cord are loose and thick, at that time the quality of the voices, that will be again different. Okay, so vocal cords, the type of the voice or the type of a sound which is coming through that of the sound box or the vocal cord, it totally depends upon the that whether it is tight or thin. Okay, so the type or the quality of the voice, it basically varies, it is different. And it is depends upon the muscle, if it is tight or loose. When it will be tight, student, very thin slit will be there, very thin passage will be there for the sound to come, and obviously it will vibrate more, and due to the vibration, the sound which will be produced, it will be higher, it will be more louder as compared to the sound which is coming through that of the when the vocal cord is loose and thick. Okay, now let us see that how vocal cord basically function. Now for that, if you understand this activity, it will make the thing more clear. Now see here, take two rubber strips of the same size, place these two pieces one above the other, stretch them tight. Now blow air through the gap between them. As the air blows through the stretched rubber strip, a sound is produced. Now see here, for that, suppose you have taken the rubber, and when you stretch it, what will happen? The two rubber, there will be a formation of a little slit. There will be a formation of a, when it will be stretched, then it will be what? There will be very little gap will be there through which the air can be blown. Okay, so as the air blows through the stretched rubber strip, a sound is produced. Even in order to understand this, we can take a piece of a paper. So a piece of a paper which is having a narrow slit, and we will hold it between our fingers. Now when we blow through that of the slit and listen to the sound, our vocal cord produces sound in the similar manner. Now if we have taken a piece of a paper which is having a narrow slit and hold it between our finger and try to blow air through it, what we will find that the piece of the paper, the narrow slit through it, it starts vibrating, and by this we can say that our vocal cord is also like the same. There is also a slit is present which basically help in the in producing the sound as it starts vibrating. Okay, so this is the kind of the narrow strip that we can take, which is having a narrow slit, student, when a piece of a paper which is having a narrow slit. So when we blow air through it, it will start producing sound. Now see here, by this activity, students, we have understood here one thing, and that is the vocal cord is what, that is the of that of the sound box is responsible for the production of the sound. Now basically here one more thing that we must know, the vocal cord in case of a man, in case of a women, it varies. In case of a men, it is about 20 mm long, and in women these are about 5 mm shorter. Even in the children's are having the short vocal cord. So vocal cord also varies, and it is because of this only there is a change in the voice of a men, women, and children also. Okay, so what will happen afterward? There will be production of the sound which is having different frequency. Okay, which is having different amplitude. We will going to discuss about the frequency and amplitude. But till that, you know that the reason why the voices of the men, women, and that of the children are different from each other, it is because of the vocal cord only. The vocal cord is 20 mm long, or in case of a women, it is 5 mm shorter. So yes, because of the change in the vocal cord, the voice is also different. Now see here. Now if you look at here, students, sound need a medium for the propagation. Yes, when you call up your friend who is standing at a distance, your friend is able to hear your voice. How does the sound travel to her? Now, if we talk about the sound, sound basically used to need a medium for the propagation. Even when we start calling, see, question here that if two person is talking, then how is it possible that the other person is able to hear the sound of the other? How this sound reaches to the ear of that person? So basically, we have understood here, or is it possible that the sound will travel in a vacuum or in solid or in gas? Okay, so how the sound travel and what are the different means by which the sound travel? Means, is there any need of a medium through which sound can propagate? Okay, so yes, there is a medium, there is a need of a medium for the sound to propagate or to move from one place to other. Okay, so our friend is able to hear the voice, the sound used to travel. These all need a medium for the traveling. Now see here, there is an activity which is given here, students, and that is activity 13.7. And now let us try to understand this. Already we have seen, we have understood that the vocal cord is responsible for giving the different sound for the different people, that is it men or that of the women. Now sound needs a medium for the propagation. Yes, for propagation, the sound have to travel in a particular medium. Now here, take a metal or a glass tumbler, make sure that it is dry, place a cell phone in it. Now we have taken a glass tumbler, we have taken a metal or a glass tumbler, and please make sure that the tumbler that you are using, it must be what, dry. Okay, now what we will do, we will place a cell phone in it. And the cell phone, yes, do not keep it in the, why we are, that is why, because we are using the tumbler or dry one, so that the cell phone do not become wet. Ask your friend to give a ring on this cell phone from the another cell phone and listen to the ring carefully. Now surround the rim of the tumbler with your hand and put your mouth. And now surround the rim of the tumbler with your hand. Put your mouth on the opening between your hand. Indicate to your friend to give a ring again. Listen to the ring while sucking air from the tumbler. Does the sound become fainter as you suck air? Now see here. What is the activity which is given here, students? So suppose we have taken a glass tumbler. That tumbler is what? It must be dry from inside, and then we will going to keep a cell phone in it. Now when we will going to give ring to it, it will start ringing. Okay, now we have to listen the ring very carefully. Now surround the rim of the tumbler with our hand and put your mouth on the opening between your hand. Now what we will do, now we will take this tumbler and we will start sucking the air which is present in it, and we will indicate this to our friend to ring that of the cell phone. Now is it possible for you to hear the sound of the ring, hear the sound of the phone? Actually, as the air will be sucked, you can say here that the voice or the ring, the sound actually gets fainter and fainter. What does this prove? This prove that earlier there was air, and because of the presence of the air, it was easy for the sound to travel through it. But as air is sucked up, so less amount of the air is present now, and due to which the voice is getting fainter and fainter. Okay, so sound needs a material to travel, it needs a medium to travel, and we can say that by this that air is that medium, but vacuum, since it will not provide that medium for the sound waves to travel, that's why the voice or the ring sound becomes fainter and fainter. Now see here, can you think of an explanation? Is it possible for decreasing amount of air in the tumbler has something to do with the decreasing loudness of the ring? Yes. Indeed, if you have been able to suck all the air in the tumbler, the sound would stop completely. Actually, sound need a medium to travel. Yes, the sound actually, if suppose you will remove all the air which is present in that of the glass tumbler, then we will find out that there is no medium for the ring to travel, and ultimately we can say that the sound will be not able to travel. It need a medium. Now there is no medium, since so it will be easy, it will be not possible for the sound wave to travel. So when air will be removed completely, if it will be sucked completely from the vessel, then we will call that vessel is what? It is in vacuum. Sound, it cannot travel through the vacuum, we are knowing about it. Okay, so by all this we came to the conclusion that one thing is clear, that the sound need a medium for the propagation. If there will be no medium is there, so no sound can be travel, and it is because of that if a person in a vacuum we are not able to hear the sound of that person. And it is because of that the space also, students, you will see that in space we are not able to hear the sound of anyone, since there is no medium is there, there is no air is there, it is a vacuum, so sound wave are not able to propagate. Question here, does the sound travel in liquid? Let us find out that the sound travels in the liquid or not. Now we will going to take a bucket or a bathtub, and we will fill it with a clean water. Take a small bell in one hand, shake this bell inside the water to produce sound. Make sure that the bell does not touch the body of the bucket or the tub. So see here, we can say that we have taken a bucket, and this bucket or a bathtub is there. When we will fill it with that of the clean water, and then we will use a small bell in one hand. Then we start shaking the bell inside the water to produce sound. Make sure that the bell does not touch the body of the bucket or the tub. Okay. So when we ring it, what will happen? Are we able to listen the sound? Yes, we are able to listen, and even it is what? It is more than that of the air. Okay, then the sound which is produced by the air. So yes, we can say here that the liquid also allow the sound to propagate or to travel. Question is that how whale and dolphin might this is how that the dolphin and the whale might be communicating under water. Yes, the vibration is also produced inside the water, so we can say that the sound is also produced in the water. Now let us find out the one more thing, that whether the sound travels through the solid or not. Take a meter scale or a long meter rod and hold its one end to your ear. Ask your friend to gently scratch or tap at the other end of the scale. Now, can you hear the sound of the scratching? Ask your friend around you if they were able to hear the same sound. Now, here you just take a meter scale or a long meter rod and hold the one end to your ear, and just ask to your friend that he scratch or tap to the other end of the meter rod. What will happen? We will be able to hear the sound very easily, and the tapping sound, the scratch sound can be heard easily by us. Okay. And if you ask your friend that whether they are able to hear the same kind of a sound, so might be they are not able to hear the sound. And the reason, what does that mean? It means that the sound, it travel in the solid also, but the other people, why they are not able, other friends are not able to hear it properly. The reason is that it also depends upon the sound wave which is traveling, also depend upon that how it is traveling, means in which medium it is traveling. If it is solid, then it will move faster than if it is a liquid or the gas. Okay, in gas the speed of the sound is very less, and in case of a solid the speed of the sound is very fast. Okay, so by this we came to a conclusion that yes, sound needs a medium to propagate. It can be a liquid, it can be a solid, or it can be a gas also. Yes, it depends upon all the medium, but also depend the kind of a medium. So if it is a solid, the speed of the sound will be more. If it is a liquid, the speed of the sound will be less, comparatively less to that of the solid. And in case of a gas, the speed of the sound will be the least one. Okay, so we can say here that the medium of the sound also decide the speed. So speed of the sound is more in solid, then in liquid, and then in the gases also. And the reason is because the particles are very close to each other in case of a solid, due to which the speed of the sound is more in solid as compared to gases, where the particles are far away from each other. Okay.